You don't have to chase what's already written in your name. Just stay still long enough to let the miracle find you. There is a kind of power that does not announce itself with volume or visibility, a power that does not demand attention, that does not roar like thunder or flash like lightning. It is the power of stillness, a sacred kind of quiet that holds the universe in its palms without the need to prove or parade. Stillness is not idleness. Stillness is not weakness. Stillness is not giving up. It is an act of holy defiance in a world addicted to noise. When the world says, move faster, stillness says, be present. When society whispers, you're falling behind, stillness replies, I am right on time. When others scramble and hustle and chase every possible door, stillness waits, not with fear, but with faith. To be still in a world that rushes is revolutionary. It means choosing depth over display, choosing alignment over activity, choosing soul over spectacle. It is to say, I trust that what is meant for me will not pass me by. And that trust, that kind of radical surrender, is not lazy. It's not naive. It's wisdom that has lived through storms and still knows the sky will clear. There is an old rhythm in stillness, older than any clock or calendar. The trees do not strain to grow, yet they stretch toward the heavens. The rivers do not rush to reach the sea. They flow by nature's own pace. The stars do not compete with each other to shine. They simply stay in place and illuminate by design. Stillness is written into the very bones of nature, and yet somehow we've been taught to fear it, to equate it with failure or passivity or loss. We are told, if you're not grinding, you're not growing. If you're not hustling, you're losing. If you're not moving, you're dying. But that is the lie of a wounded world. The truth is, some of your greatest growth will happen in your stillness. Not when you're rushing to become, but when you're resting in being. Not when you're forcing life to bend to your will, but when you're allowing life to reveal its will through you. Stillness is not the absence of motion. It is the presence of peace. It is the soul sitting upright in its worth without begging for validation. It is the mind uncluttered by the chaos of comparison and the heart secure in knowing that all things come in their time. There is a calm in stillness that does not shrink in the face of uncertainty. It says, I may not know how, but I know who I am. And when you know who you are, truly know it, not from the voice of ego, but from the whisper of spirit. You don't chase, you don't compete, you don't crumble under pressure. You just breathe, you just stand, you just are. And that is enough. There are people who will look at your stillness and call it laziness because they don't understand the labor of alignment. They do not see the strength it takes to remain grounded when everything around you is shifting. They do not hear the prayers spoken in silence, the decisions made in solitude, the healing that happens when you dare to stop running. Some seasons of life are not about action. They're about absorption, absorbing the lesson, absorbing the blessing, absorbing the voice of God that can only be heard when the world grows quiet and your spirit grows still. And yes, stillness will test you. It will expose all the parts of you that equated self-worth with busyness, that believed love had to be earned through effort. It will challenge your patience. It will stretch your faith. But in doing so, it will shape you, not into a frantic doer, but a conscious receiver, not into someone who begs, but someone who believes. You don't have to prove your power through performance. You don't have to exhaust yourself to feel deserving. The caterpillar does not grow wings by flapping. It grows them in stillness, tucked away in the dark. So if you're in a dark season, a quiet chapter, a moment that feels like nothing is moving, stay there. Stay calm. You are not being forgotten. You are being formed. The world will tell you to do more. Your fear will tell you to do something, anything, but your spirit will tell you, be still. Listen. Listen to the soft stirrings that cannot be heard through shouting. Listen to the truth rising from your belly, not the noise screaming from the world. Listen to the calm before the breakthrough. Listen to the whisper before the wonder. Stillness is where you remember your worth without applause. Stillness is where your intuition sharpens like a blade. Stillness is where you commune with the part of yourself that doesn't need the spotlight to shine. Even the storm eventually runs out of rain. Even the lion, mighty as it is, lies down in stillness after the hunt. And even you, with all your fire, with all your purpose, must return to the sacred space of stillness to be refueled, renewed, and reminded. In that stillness, you reconnect to your source. You recognize that you are not alone, that the same force that makes the tide return, that makes the sun rise without instruction, that paints the sky in colors no hand could imitate, that same force lives in you. And that force is never rushed. It does not panic. It does not second guess. It moves with certainty, with clarity, with calm. So when your world gets loud, you go still. When fear rises, go still. When the path isn't clear, go still. Because stillness is not surrender. Stillness is sacred. It is where you stop asking the world to choose you and begin choosing yourself. It is where you stop explaining yourself and begin expressing your truth. It is where you stop fighting for a place at the table and realize the table was always inside you. So take the seat. Let the silence speak. Let the calm correct you. Let the quiet fill you. The delivery you're waiting for will not be drawn to panic. It will be drawn to peace. Stay still. Stay ready. Stay open. The universe knows where you are. You came into this world whole, not broken, not lacking, not in need of proof. You were born wrapped in divinity, kissed by the breath of purpose, carrying a name only the universe could write. Before anyone told you who you should be, you already were. Before the world placed expectations on your back, your soul danced in the light of enoughness. You were not a mistake. You were not a burden. You were not missing a single piece. But life has a way of making us forget. It teaches us to measure our worth by weight we carry, by how much we produce, by who claps for us. It teaches us to believe we must hustle for our value, beg for acceptance, and prove we belong in rooms we were born to own. And over time, the mirror we once trusted becomes distorted by comparison, fear, rejection, and silence. We begin to wonder, am I enough as I am? Let me answer that for you. Yes, you are enough, even when you're overlooked. You are enough, even when they misunderstand you. You are enough, even when your reflection looks tired, even when your voice shakes, even when your steps feel unsure. There is nothing broken about your essence. Flawed, maybe, but not fractured. Human, yes, but not hollow. You are still sacred, still capable, still whole. You do not need to acquire more to prove it. The truth is, every experience you've had, every joy, every pain, every detour has been carving wisdom into your bones. Nothing has been wasted. Nothing about you is random. You think the cracks make you less, but even broken glass reflects light. Even shattered things can shine. You think the failures define you, but failure is just the soil where deeper roots grow. You think because someone left you that you were not enough to make them stay. But people don't always leave because of your lack. Sometimes they leave because they don't know how to receive your fullness. The world may not always affirm you, but your worth does not change in the absence of applause. Gold is still gold when it's buried underground. Diamonds are still diamonds before they're polished. And you, in your quiet, in your questions, in your becoming, are already valuable, already worthy, already enough. Enoughness isn't earned. It's remembered. The child in you knew it. The younger you danced without self-consciousness. You sang loud even if you were off-key. You drew pictures without worrying if they were good enough to hang on a wall. Because your worth wasn't tied to performance. It just was. And that truth is still alive in you now, waiting to be claimed again. You don't need more titles to be significant. You don't need more money to be meaningful. You don't need more likes, more followers, more approval. What you need is less doubt, less self-rejection, less believing the lies that were never yours to carry. Every time you breathe, you prove you're still worthy of this life. Every time you show up in a world that tries to shrink you, you reclaim your right to be here. And every time you speak, even if your voice trembles, you remind your soul that it matters. Let me remind you of something tender but true. You were someone before the world called you anything, and that someone is still in you, whole, radiant, and untouchable by time. You may have scars now. You may carry stories you've never told, but none of that takes away from the beauty of your being. Your scars do not disqualify you. They make you real. They make you relatable. They make you human. There is no missing piece. There is no better version of you waiting to arrive one day if you work hard enough, lose enough weight, earn enough praise. There is only this version, and this version is enough, right now, right here, as is. And when you begin to believe that truth, not just in your mind, but in your spirit, something shifts. You stop chasing validation from people who don't even know how to love themselves. You stop apologizing for your presence, your brilliance, your softness. You stop shrinking so others can feel big. You begin to take up your space, not with arrogance, but with rootedness. You begin to trust your own voice. You begin to stand without flinching. You begin to walk into rooms without wondering if you deserve to be there. Because when you know you're enough, the world can no longer bargain with your identity. When you know you're enough, you stop begging life to give you what you already carry within. And when you know you're enough, the universe mirrors that confidence right back to you. You are not here to earn what is already yours. You are here to remember, reclaim, and radiate the truth that has always been living quietly inside you, that you are already enough, and there is absolutely nothing missing. Real power does not always move quickly. It does not always shout, race, or make grand declarations. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is wait, not because you are helpless, but because you are wise enough to trust timing. You understand that what is meant for you is not something to be rushed, chased, or forced. It is something that unfolds exactly when your spirit is ready to receive it. That is patience. And that patience is not weakness. It is power, deep and unshakable. There is strength in still hands and a quiet heart. There is resilience in being able to sit with the unknown without needing to escape it. So many people rush through life trying to force doors open, running from one season to another, thinking movement is the only sign of progress. But movement without direction is just noise, and noise does not equal growth. Patience is not standing still without purpose. It is standing still with faith. It takes courage to be calm when everything around you is shaking. It takes maturity to trust a process that doesn't give you constant proof. And it takes power to believe that delay is not denial. The flower does not bloom because someone yells at it to open. It blooms when the sun, the soil, the water, and the time all come together in quiet agreement. So too will your moment arrive, but it cannot be rushed. The world may tell you to move faster. They will say you're too late, that someone else is ahead, that time is running out. But hear me now. Divine timing is not a race. The universe does not use clocks the way people do. It uses alignment. It waits for the soul to be ready. It waits for your heart to stop doubting. It waits for the path to clear so what is for you can arrive without chaos. If you receive too soon, you may not be able to hold it. You may not be prepared to protect it. honor it, or grow it. So don't despise the waiting. Don't curse the in-between. There are treasures being formed in the hidden places. There are answers being shaped in silence. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be to become who you were born to be. Patience teaches you how to listen to life instead of shouting at it. It teaches you how to notice the lessons in the delay, how to stretch your faith, how to manage your peace, how to find purpose in the pause. When you learn to wait with grace, you discover that time is not your enemy. Time is your partner. It is working on your behalf even when you see no evidence. And patience is not passive. It's not doing nothing. It's doing the hardest thing, staying steady in the unknown. It's choosing not to rush your healing. It's choosing to breathe through the process instead of trying to skip over it. It's saying, even if it takes longer than I thought, I still believe it's coming. Because belief, quiet, unwavering belief, is the foundation of all receiving. You don't beg for what you believe you deserve. You prepare for it, you make room for it, you stay in position, and that positioning, that quiet readiness, is a kind of power the world can't always see, but the universe always responds to. And yes, there will be days when you feel like giving up. There will be nights when the silence feels louder than your faith. But if you can just hold on, even with trembling fingers, even with a heart full of questions, something will break open. And when it does, you'll see why the wait was necessary. You'll see that what was forming in the dark is far greater than what you were trying to rush. No good thing blooms out of impatience. Love that lasts, peace that stays, purpose that fulfills, all of it is grown slowly. Grown through time, through trust, through tiny moments of unseen becoming. So when you feel discouraged, remind yourself that your pace is not too slow. Your pace is your path, and your path is enough. Even the stars took billions of years to be seen from Earth. Even the mountains were shaped by centuries of pressure and persistence. Even you, yes, even you, are unfolding in your own holy time, so don't envy those who seem to arrive before you. Don't measure your journey against someone else's clock. You don't know what they skipped. You don't know what they'll have to survive, but you are building something that will last. You are being carved deep, not wide. You are preparing for something your hands and heart will be able to hold with reverence. Let that be your peace. That what's for you is not being delayed, it's being developed. You're not being tested, you're being trusted. And your ability to wait, not with bitterness, but with bold belief, is proof that you are more powerful than you realize. There comes a time in life when you must stop and ask yourself, am I chasing something that truly belongs to me? Or am I simply chasing because I'm afraid to stop? There's a quiet truth the world doesn't often tell you, that the things we pursue so desperately are not always the things we're destined to have. Sometimes we chase what looks shiny. Sometimes we chase what others applaud. Sometimes we chase what feels like proof of our worth. But not every pursuit leads to peace. Not every desire is divine. You see, what you deserve isn't always what you're chasing, and what you chase isn't always what your soul needs. We grow up being taught to run for the grades, run for the job, run for the status, the titles, the relationship, the applause. We are trained to attach our value to the next achievement, to the next yes, to the next door we manage to pry open. But in the process of chasing, we often forget to check in with ourselves. We forget to ask, is this even for me? You can spend years running after things that were never meant to be yours. You can drain your spirit trying to fit into rooms that were never built for your voice. You can break yourself down trying to mold into someone else's vision of success, of beauty, of love, and still find yourself empty, because chasing doesn't always come from alignment. Sometimes it comes from the fear of standing still. But let me tell you something gentle and true. You are not meant to chase what is truly yours. What is meant for you is not a reward you earn through exhaustion. It is a recognition, a returning of what already belongs to your spirit. The universe does not operate by hustle. It operates by harmony. When something is yours, it will arrive with peace, not panic, with clarity, not confusion, with gentleness, not chaos. Sometimes you're chasing a person because you don't yet know how to be alone. Sometimes you're chasing a job because you were told that success looks a certain way. Sometimes you're chasing love because you haven't yet learned how to give it to yourself. And sometimes you're just chasing anything that feels like worth because somewhere deep down you forgot that you already have it. The most dangerous part of chasing what's not for you is that it makes you miss what is. While your eyes are fixed on what you're trying to catch, you can walk right past the blessing that was quietly waiting for you to slow down. The love that didn't require you to perform, the purpose that didn't make you sacrifice your peace, the opportunity that didn't ask you to trade in your soul. We glorify the struggle. We celebrate the grind. We wear busyness like a badge and burnout like a crown. But what if life isn't about chasing the biggest, loudest thing? What if it's about recognizing the quiet gift that comes when you're still enough to see it? What you deserve is not always loud. It may not always be glamorous. It may not be what your ego wants, but it will be what your soul has been calling in. It will fit you like breath. It will feel like rest and rising all at once. It will remind you that you were never meant to exhaust yourself into worthiness. Some people chase love that mirrors their wounds, not their healing. They chase validation, not connection. They chase familiarity, not fulfillment. But the love you deserve won't make you doubt yourself. It won't ask you to shrink. It won't manipulate your silence into submission. No. The love you deserve will expand you. It will feel like coming home, not like surviving a war. The life you deserve won't require you to abandon yourself in the name of belonging. It won't ask you to quiet your truth just to be accepted. It won't feel like a constant test. It will feel like alignment. And you will know it when you stop chasing what doesn't see you and start honoring what already lives inside you. To receive what you truly deserve, you must let go of what you're chasing from fear. That means releasing the need to control every outcome. That means loosening your grip on what you thought would make you whole. That means trusting that not every closed door is rejection. Some are redirection. Some are protection. Some are divine pauses telling you, not this way, beloved. There's something better. Better doesn't always mean bigger. Better means truer. It means more honest, more aligned, more healing. It means walking into something that reflects your growth, not your desperation. There is a sacred kind of receiving that only happens when you stop chasing, when you stop running toward what you think you should have and start becoming who you were always meant to be. And when you begin that becoming, the right things find you. The right people recognize you. The right opportunities feel like resonance, not resistance. So take a breath, loosen your shoulders, unclench your fists. Let go of the timeline you created in your mind. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. What's meant for you is already making its way to you. But it's not coming to the version of you that's chasing in panic. It's coming to the version of you that trusts. The version of you that knows you don't have to fight for what's written in your name. The version of you that knows receiving begins where chasing ends. Some of the best things in life will arrive the moment you stop looking for them. Not because they magically appear, but because your spirit finally becomes open enough to recognize them. And when they come, the peace, the purpose, the love, the freedom. You will look back at everything you once chased and understand why it never worked. You'll understand that the universe wasn't saying no, it was saying not this. I have more, I have better, I have you. And that is the truth you must carry with you, that what you truly deserve was never ahead of you. It was always waiting within you, waiting for you to stop, to breathe, to believe, and to receive. The world will teach you to protect your time. They'll tell you to schedule, to manage, to delegate, and that matters. But what they forget to teach you, what's far more sacred, is how to protect your energy, because time may be limited, but energy is sacred. Time tells you when you can show up. Energy tells you how, and not everyone deserves access to the how of you. You can give someone an hour of your time and still feel whole, or you can give them 5 minutes of your energy and feel completely drained. That's the difference. That's the wisdom. Time is about the clock. Energy is about your spirit, and your spirit is your currency. Your spirit is your essence. It is the light you carry into every room. It is the unseen part of you that people feel before you speak. If you give that away carelessly, you will find yourself exhausted without ever moving. Protecting your energy means getting honest about who and what gets to sit close to your soul. It means learning that not everything that asks for your attention deserves it. Some people only show up to feed off your light, never to reflect it back. Some conversations are disguised as connection, but they leave you empty. Some commitments look good on paper, but cost too much peace to be worth it. You must learn to discern the difference. Just because someone calls doesn't mean you have to answer. Just because something is urgent doesn't mean it's aligned. Just because they expect you to say yes doesn't mean your spirit agrees. You owe no one your depletion. You do not have to be constantly available to be valuable. You do not have to bleed emotionally to prove that you love deeply. You can care and still say no. You can be kind and still set boundaries. You can be generous and still protect your well-being. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is not respond. Not because you are unkind, but because your energy is too precious to be tangled in confusion, chaos, or control. Sometimes silence is self-respect, and sometimes distance is the deepest form of clarity. We live in a world that glorifies doing. We are praised for how much we can give, how long we can endure, how far we can stretch. But rarely are we celebrated for protecting ourselves. Rarely are we taught that rest is a form of resistance, that stillness is an act of power, that saying no more is a declaration of self-love. Protecting your energy is about choosing yourself again and again, especially in the spaces that taught you to abandon yourself. It's about recognizing the patterns that drain you and daring to disrupt them. It's about understanding that you are not just a body moving through time. You are a soul navigating purpose, and purpose cannot survive in a spirit that's constantly depleted. You must learn to check in with yourself. Ask, how does this feel in my body, in my breath, in my spirit? Because your energy will tell you what your words cannot. It will tell you when something is off. It will whisper to you when something is not right. And when you stop ignoring those whispers, you begin to build a life that actually honors you. Not every battle is yours to fight. Not every invitation is yours to accept. Not every opinion is yours to hold. And not every opportunity is meant for you. Some are simply distractions dressed up as destiny. If it costs your peace, if it drains your joy, if it leaves you feeling less connected to who you are, it's too expensive. You cannot afford to keep saying yes to things that rob you of your clarity. And yes, some people won't understand. They've grown used to your yes, your overgiving, your silent suffering. When you begin to protect your energy, you may disappoint people who benefited from your self-neglect. Let them be disappointed. You are not here to please the world. You are here to preserve the parts of you that keep you alive, radiant, and real. Protecting your energy also means choosing the environments that feed your growth. It means surrounding yourself with those who honor your boundaries, who reflect your light, who don't need to dim your shine to feel comfortable. It means feeding yourself with truth, with peace, with purpose, not just food or distraction or survival. You deserve to feel nourished on every level. It's not just about what drains you. It's also about what renews you. Pay attention to what brings you back to yourself. Maybe it's the quiet of the morning, the voice of someone who truly sees you, the book that reminds you of your magic, the walk that clears your mind, the music that touches your soul. These are not luxuries. They are lifelines. They are the rituals that return your energy to you. You have the right to reclaim your space, to take your energy back from people who only show up when they need something, to remove yourself from situations that no longer resonate, to rest without apology, to breathe without permission, to exist without explanation. Because when your energy is protected, your vision becomes clearer, your boundaries become firmer, your joy becomes deeper, and your decisions become rooted in love, not lack. You don't owe your life to burnout. You don't have to wait until you're empty to justify choosing yourself. You don't have to reach the edge to deserve restoration. You can pause now. You can protect now. You can preserve now. And as you begin to guard your energy with sacred intention, you'll notice something shift. You'll attract peace. You'll repel chaos. You'll walk differently, speak differently, choose differently, not because the world changed, but because you did, because you finally realized that your energy is not something to be handed out like scraps. It is sacred, and sacred things are treated with care. You are allowed to be soft and protected, open-hearted and discerning, loving and unavailable to anything that threatens your light. The two can coexist. And when they do, you become a force, not loud, not reckless, but rooted, radiant, whole. So protect your time, yes, but more than that, protect your energy, because time may pass, but energy stays. It lingers, it builds or it breaks. And you, my dear, are far too powerful to keep giving pieces of yourself to places that do not know how to hold them. Receiving seems simple, but it is not. It is not just opening your hands. It is opening your heart. It is not just saying yes. It is believing you are worthy of the yes. So many cry out for blessings, for love, for miracles, yet when the blessing shows up, when the love knocks, when the miracle comes close, they turn away. Not because they don't want it, but because they don't know how to receive it. They have mastered the art of giving. They have become professionals at surviving. But receiving? That takes a different kind of strength. A soft, holy strength that whispers, I am worthy now. Receiving is not passive. It is active. It is choosing to stand in your readiness, choosing to unclench your fists after years of holding on too tightly, choosing to breathe through the discomfort of being seen, valued, held. Because receiving, true receiving, will expose all the places in you that still doubt you're deserving. It will touch the parts of you that were taught to shrink. It will speak to the child in you who once learned that love must be earned, that blessings must be bargained for, that peace must be postponed until everything is perfect.